We're in conversation with Salil Parekh, the CEO of Infosys. Salil, first of all, we're so used to meeting you at Electronic City in Bengaluru, so it's really great to meet you here at the World Economic Forum at Davos. Thank you very much for talking to Moneycontrol. Tell me how the last couple of days have been. Have you been meeting clients? What are your clients telling you? What's the mood like here? Because it seems to be a mixed bag as of now.
So thanks, Chandra. Lovely to meet you here. I've had a lot of discussions with clients here already, extremely packed in terms of the sessions. The clients I found have been quite positive. So there's two sort of discussions. One is focused still on the digital change that's going on. That's in a few industries. Look at energy, utilities, manufacturing. And then another area which is on cost, automation, efficiency, which is across all industries. We see that in financial services, we see that in tech, we see that in telco. So a lot of good discussions coming on right now. We see a great opportunity for the tech business overall. We will see how the next year's comes about. This year, as you know, we increased the guidance for the March.
That's right. When you say clients are optimistic, again, can you break this down for us? Are these American clients, European clients? Because again, it's very different. While, Europeans are pessimistic because of Ukraine and other factors, there is expectation that America will bounce back quicker, because that's sort of been the pattern. So again, are you seeing differences in your conversations with clients from North America vis-a-vis Europe?
So today, we have not seen that difference. It's more the difference by industry. European clients, at least the ones I've met, also have the same view depending on the industry they are in. One of the things that's clear is the talk of where the economy is more than what you see on reality on the ground. So what people are saying, for example, is the consumer behavior is still quite robust.
Yeah.
Overall, the environment is still got views that in the course of this calendar year, things are starting to look positive and positive.
Right. In terms of the net addition numbers, Salil, and this is a pattern that we saw across the top ID companies this time. So does the low net addition number indicate slowing growth? Because headcount addition is still a very strong indicator when it comes to future growth. So what does that say? And, is this a sign of the quarters to come as well? Or was this a Q3 phenomenon?
So for us, as you saw, we had a positive net addition.
But lower, compared to previous quarters.
So less than in the past quarters.
Yeah.
We had last year growth of about 20%. This year, our guidance, which we increased, is 16 to 16.5%. And we've had very large recruitment through the last several quarters. So one of the things we are very clear on is to make sure that we moderate it in line with where we see the expectations going. And also, as Nilanjan had shared during our press event, we are making sure that all of the training for the college graduates goes on with strength. For us, also Q3 and Q4 seasonally weak quarters. Having said that, overall our growth in the quarter was near 14%. Whereas the past year was 20%. So we do see that growth less than last year, but it's still a good level of growth for us.
Right. JP Morgan in a recent report spoke about a great reset that's coming for the IT sector, where they said that growth will moderate to, mid-single digits, I think 6 to 7%. Do you agree with that projection? Is double-digit growth here to stay?
So there, Chandra, the next year's growth outlook we will definitely share in April. But what is clear is because we have two engines of growth, one is on digital and one is on cost automation, we are seeing good traction. So our digital also grew in Q3. Our core services, which is focused on cost automation, also grew in Q3. And that is going to give us resilience in whatever environment that shows up there.
But will next year see double-digit growth as well?
So there again, the next year's number we will be more clearly sharing in April. So our focus today is on the March year-ending number. But in April, we'll share the next year's growth number.
But do you expect a moderation?
We will share the number itself next year. We see a growth in Q3, we actually increased our guidance for the year.
Yeah.
So we will see how that plays out as we come into the end of Q4.
Right. Final few questions, Salil. In terms of the runway for cloud services, right? There is a sense that enterprises have overinvested in cloud and now they are looking to optimize their spends there. Do you still believe there's a lot of runway? Because, this is an area that's really helped bolster your growth.
So in cloud, as you know, our Infosys Cobalt has done really well. I've already had discussions with several of the cloud players here in the World Economic Forum. They remain optimistic about what their growth outlook is. While the growth is down from the very high numbers to still very good growth, we see from our client base, again, different by different industry, still a lot of opportunity in the cloud space. But cloud really is both infra as a service, software as a service, and platform as a service. So anything new that is being built is also being built cloud first, and that's where we see all the opportunities.
Right. How do you see ChatGPT replacing, writing code as we know it, or playing a role in IT services? You, of course, made an early investment in OpenAI. So, how are you looking at leveraging this going forward, and how could this potentially disrupt IT services as we know it?
So what we've seen is generative AI typically is very supportive of what we can do in enhancing productivity, in enhancing what we do with traditional automation efforts. So we've been using generative AI in many of the areas in automation already. There are, of course, tools, for example, Copilot and others, which help you to do some element of coding. What we are seeing are some benefits. There's different levels of productivity improvement from within about 5%, sometimes as much as 15%. So we are seeing more and more of that enhancement, and there we are able to then bring in more work that can be done within our teams for using these generative AIs.
Right. Finally, Salil, give us a peek into what your Davos schedule looks like. How many meetings do you usually manage to do, in the 3-4 days that you're here? When does your day start? When does your day end? How do you sort of get by?
So here, as you know well, it's intense.
And at -6 and -11 degrees.
It's an intense set of meetings, so it's very productive. For us, for me, we are able to get several meetings starting, as early as 7 in the morning, going all the way to about 8-9 for meetings, and then usually some sort of a event over dinner with clients or with other partners and so on. So extremely intense but very productive. And what the World Economic Forum is doing, really focus on improving how the world economy, how the people around the world are coming together, is extremely helpful.
On that note, thank you very much for talking to Moneycontrol. Thank you, Salil.